Hello, gentle friends. My name is Gina Dominique, and I hope that you are having a better week than I am. I, as you may know, have been doing the Make the Damn Video 30-day challenge, and then I stopped. So I want to just talk about what happened and what my plans are going forward. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise and the background's very noisy. We'll talk about it. But just suffice it to say, things were going well for the first few days, and then everything fell apart. So, the basic premise of this Make the Damn Video, one video a day for 30 days challenge is to figure out if you're actually burned out or if you're making excuses. Like, for me, it was my perfectionism. For some other people, it might just be like saying you don't have the time, but really, just half an hour a day is all it takes, that sort of thing. And in the beginning, for me, it definitely was just me making excuses for why I couldn't do it, why I felt like my videos wouldn't be good enough, etc., etc. Then Tuesday happened. So a few weeks ago, my husband and I noticed some water damage on the interior wall in our bedroom. We share that portion of the wall with like a HOA utility room type of thing. So we took some photos, sent them, we rent, so we sent them to our property management company, and they were like, it doesn't look that bad, like just kind of keep an eye on it. So we did, and then we noticed it had spread to another wall, and we were like, okay, getting a little bit worried now. And we sent pictures to our property management company again, and they were like, yeah, you're right, that looks bad. So they sent some folks out. One was a drywall expert guy, and the other, I think, was more of a general contractor. And they came and took a look on Tuesday and basically said, yeah, that's bad. We can either come back tomorrow or Thursday. And so I was like, please Thursday, because I have this really big project at work taking place on Wednesday. It's a group effort, literally all day Zoom meeting. Folks are sharing their screen and I'm taking notes while they're doing that. Then I'm going to share my screen to do my part, and other people are going to be taking notes. And it's this big collaborative thing that we do once a quarter, and it's like a big deal. And they came back and said, actually, it has to be Wednesday because it's the only day that this drywall expert guy can get someone to come and help him and do it with him. So I'm like, okay, that's not ideal, and I will show you why that's not ideal, but fine. Like, my office is in the bedroom. That's number one thing you have to know. But I was like, okay, if it has to be done Wednesday, then we'll make that work. So next day, they come. I take over my husband's desk in the living room. We move everything out of the bedroom. You'll see what it looks like, but basically we had to move the bed, move all the furniture. We moved it out here to kind of the living room kitchen combination area up against this wall in the kitchen. And then my desk isn't really affected, but I also can't use it. And obviously they were cutting things and they erected this like plastic tent. It's some Dexter shit in there. I'll show you, but bear with me. So Wednesday, everything's all up in the air and crazy. I have this massive all-day project. So I was like, okay, video is like kind of the last priority that's going to happen. And during that time, as I'm doing my project, the drywall guy, and the guy who was supposed to help the drywall guy ended up not showing. So it ended up just being the one guy anyway. So he was doing his thing. My husband, I think, was in there talking to him at one point while I'm sharing my screen, doing my part of the project, and someone starts banging on the door, like knocking loudly and insistently. And I'm like, I can't right now. I'm literally mid-work. And this person will not let up. So I'm like, sorry guys, one sec. And I didn't even mute myself because I was just planning to be like, go away, and then go back to work. And I just went to the door and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm in a really important work meeting right now. I can't deal with whatever this is. And he goes, okay, I'll wait. Okay, like literally this is an 8 to 5:30 event, but I am glad that he was insistent, because I went and I got my husband and I was just like, I'm so sorry, I'm like trying to do my thing. Can you please just talk to this man? Turns out he was a plumber working on the apartment that we share that wall with. And they had a pipe either burst or leak, I'm not sure which. And his concern was the water coming into our apartment through that wall? Mind you, we had all of everything from the bedroom stacked against that wall. So my poor husband, while I'm doing my thing at work, has to pull all of the crap away from that wall to see if there's water coming in. There wasn't, fortunately, and I do really appreciate that plumber, like, caring enough to come and bring it to our attention, like being insistent about it. So I appreciate that. It was just the timing was imperfect. And meanwhile, of course, loud sawing going on in that room, and then drilling and stuff going on the other side of the wall. It was so loud, just not at all conducive to work. And I was thinking it was going to be like, I don't know why I didn't fully understand the process of drywall, I guess. I've never been through something like this. So I kind of thought, okay, at the end of the day, he's gonna wrap it up and we can put everything back and it goes back to normal. No, this is a multi-day affair. And so he says, okay, I'll be back on Friday when everything is dry, and then finish up whatever he has to do, and then someone has to come the following week to do other stuff. So I'm like, okay, so we're not gonna get the bedroom back today. That sucks. But Friday, we will, things will be less up in the air, less all over the place, because I cannot function very well in chaos. When things aren't, my husband says it's going on a tear, is how he describes it. Like, I have to just arrange everything, put everything away, clean everything. Like, sometimes I'm not a super tidy person. I'm not like obsessive about it or overly like concerned with where everything needs to be, but things get to a point where I just hit a wall and I'm like, I can't work like this. I can't think, I can't focus in this environment. Everything has to just reset back to where it belongs. So it's like, okay, maybe I can't handle a video today, Thursday, with everything everywhere. And like, I had a different work thing going on. I was like, okay, Thursday's not going to happen, but Friday, after everything goes back to normal, like, then maybe I can get back on track with this thing. And then Friday rolls around and the drywall guy comes back, literally just sticks his head in the room and goes, "It's not dry yet, see you Monday," and leaves. That broke me. Like, it broke my brain. I sank down on the kitchen floor and was just like, I just sat for a second to like collect. And this is not a big problem by any means. There are so many more like worse things going on in the world, and this is nothing. Okay, this is nothing. This is not a big deal. But it was just made me realize I had just taken on way too much between the professional development class that I'm doing. I submitted 2 talks to a conference happening in March, thinking maybe one would get chosen, but probably not. And then they both got chosen. So now I've gone from not speaking in front of a crowd ever to presenting 2 things. And I have to do like some prep work for both of those. And so it just, I didn't realize until that moment, and feeling like things were out of my control and feeling like everything was up in the air and sort of chaotic, how much I'd been relying on what little control I had over things in my life and being able to keep things sort of organized in other areas. And once that kind of fell apart, it was like, okay, I just need to, and not having my desk to be able to do my coursework and everything, it's hard. I feel like I'm making this a bigger deal than it is, and people are going to be like, just work at a different desk. And yes, obviously, for sure. And I am. But it's like everything is that little bit harder. And also simultaneously, I need to recognize that I'm hitting a bit of a limit. Truly, I am fried right now, and I can't, like, nothing else can really easily go by the wayside. So the sacrifice has to be, unfortunately, this project and kind of creative projects in general for me right now. So with that said, let me show you the state that the bedroom is in. Up you get. Okay. So like I said, this wall, this beautiful mirrored wall, fortunately, no water is coming in. Oh, and it's loud. It's about to be so loud, and I'm so sorry. But just to give you a full picture why I can't work in here. Okay, this is what we're dealing with. This whole situation right here they built. There's a window like right there that I usually film facing towards, and you're on the windowsill facing back this way. This is the bed that would normally be down here. And then all the furniture that was along this wall, which is like my shoe rack and a bunch of stuff, is now not in here. I have the walking pad that I do walk on with the standing desk that goes up and down. But when I really need to focus, the walking pad slides back, and the chair that is right here with a bunch of crap on it, that was also on a shelf right here, goes into here. And then I sit at my desk, which has my lovely monitors and my dock, and like everything is just organized exactly how I want it and what is conducive to me. Let's get out of here. It's so freaking loud. Okay. So, even if I could conceivably like move the walking pad somewhere else and put my chair down and then like sit at my desk, it's so loud and it's hot. So in order to dry, let's sit back down here in my little makeshift filming area. And okay, oh, also we have this day bed right here. Fortunately, couch that pulls out into a bed situation. So that is where my husband and I have been sleeping for the past 4 nights, and will continue to sleep for however long. And fortunately, I sleep very well on the day bed, but my husband does not. So he's been sleeping really crappily, which sucks. Anyway, in order for it to dry properly, it has to be very hot in that room. They left whatever big fan is in the Dexter Nook in there. I don't know if it's just a fan or a heater or whatever, but he specifically said, the drywall expert fellow said, it has to be very warm, and it is, at least the last time he took the temperature on Friday, it was 90 degrees in there. And we're already going through a bit of a heat wave in San Diego, and that's the other thing. Obviously, can't film in that room. If I film in this general space, my husband's desk is right there, then he has to be quiet. Right now he's in the gym, so that's why I'm able to do this here, but otherwise he'd have to be really quiet, and like he literally couldn't do anything. Like his typing, the microphone picks up any little thing. And then you've seen me film in my car is the other option that I sometimes take advantage of. But we are going through a heat wave in San Diego. It's about 80 degrees in the part of town that I live. So filming in my car, not just that it would be uncomfortable, but the GoPro, when sitting still, has a tendency to overheat pretty easily. So it literally would not work to film in my car. I'd have to park, I don't know, drive somewhere cold and park. I don't even know where that would be. Maybe at night when it's cooler, but then it's dark and the lighting and... But, okay. Just so this gives you an idea of why this just is not happening for me right now. Because my brain is in 50 bajillion places. On top of all that, my dad's birthday is coming up this month, and that's just going to be Like, we did his memorial on his birthday last year, and it was beautiful and special, and my mom and I have made some beautiful special plans to honor him this year. But my mind and my heart are just in 50,000 different places. Add to that the current political climate in the US. Call your senators. There's just so much going on, so much weighing on my mind and my heart. And this whole drywall situation is just an inconvenience. It's like such a mild thing, but it's just one more thing, you know? So, not giving up completely, will come back to this, but need to recognize and respect my limits and not drive myself absolutely mental. You know, life is lifing, as the kids say. So, that was a lot. If you stuck around for that chaos, then thank you so much for listening, for hearing me out. And if you are also having lifing right now and just trying to ride out the chaos, you know, you're not alone. Right there with you. We'll get through it together. And I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish you all the best during this crazy time. I will see you. Oh, so as far as plans for making videos, I do have that conference coming up, so I'll be doing a packing video for that. And I do want to do my packing fails from the trip that my husband and I did to Europe, so that will be up and coming when I have my filming sort of regular space back. But yeah, I once again ordered a new backpack for this conference. You may recall I did that for a previous video and the backpack did not arrive in time. So did I learn my lesson? Apparently not, but I'm trying it again, although I definitely have more time for it to get here this time. Stay tuned for that. We'll do that together. It'll be a grand adventure, and I will see you when I see you. Bye, gent friends.